This is notes for section 3.2, transversals and parallel lines. So the difference between last section and this section is that the lines have to be parallel for these statements to be true. You're going to take this paper and fold it all the way up to the word transversal. And we're going to start here. When lines are parallel, a transversal creates pairs of angles with special properties. There's some that are going to be equal to each other. And that would be congruent angles. The ones that are congruent are alternate, exterior angles, alternate, interior angles, corresponding angles, and vertical angles. And for vertical angles, what you need is that the lines are crossing like this, and the ones opposite of each other. So 1 and 2 would be vertical angles. And those would be equal to one another. Supplementary means equals 180. So what you're going to do here is add the angles together. To equal 180. And that's what supplementary means, is that together they equal 180. So the ones that are supplementary are consecutive, interior angles, and a linear pair. So for example, when two angles make a line, like 3 and 4, together they form a line and called a linear pair, and that equals 180. So your test might look similar to this, where you're going to be asked to solve for the x and the y value. It says use the theorem to solve for x and y. So the first thing that I'm going to do is solve for x. These are vertical angles because they look opposite of that intersection. So I'm going to say vertical angles. And because they're vertical angles, 2x plus 4 is equal to x plus 32. You have to solve for x. So I draw the line, I subtract x from both sides. I subtract 4 from both sides. 1x, or just x, is equal to 28. Then the next one, you could do it several different ways, but one of the ways is that this is, for example, the top left, and then right here, this is a top left. So they're corresponding angles. Because they're corresponding angles, we know that they're equal. That means that this one could also be 2x plus 4. Why does that matter? Together, they form a line, and they equal 180. So the rule that we're going to use is linear pair. That means that 2x plus 4 plus 8y minus 4 is equal to 180. Since we have two variables, we have to substitute our x value into this equation. 2 times 28 plus 4 plus 8y minus 4 is equal to 180. What I would do here is combine all the like terms, the ones without the variable. That would be this one, this, and this right here. And when you put them all together, they give you 56. It's still equal to 180, and you have to put the plus because the 56 came out to be positive, and then the 8y. You're going to subtract 56 from both sides. 8y is equal to 124. Then divided by 8. Y is equal to 15.5. Okay, let's take a look on the inside. So what you're trying to do is use all these rules to figure out all these answers. It says that the measurement of angle 1 is equal to 100. The measurement of angle 5 is equal to 75. Find the rest of the angles unless the theorem or postulate used. So let's start with number 1. Gives you 100. That means that number 2 is equal to 80. It's because 180 minus 100 gives you 80. And I use that 1 and 2 are linear pairs, so what I would like for you to write is linear pair to angle 1. So angle 2 and linear and angle 1 and angle 2 are a linear pair. 3. You can use several things. You can use that 2 and 3 are a linear pair, but I'm going to use that 1 and 3 are vertical. So I know that they're the same, and this is a vertical angle. 2, angle 1. Number 4, we could use it, it's a linear pair to 1, and that's what I'm going to use. So I know that this also has to be 80. And I'm going to say that I use it the linear pair to angle 1. Okay, on number 5, it says that it's 75 degrees. To get angle 6, we're going to have to subtract those from 180. So 180 minus 75 gives you 105. And that's because it's a linear pair to angle 5. 7, we can say that it's a vertical angle to angle 5 and making it equal 75. On 8, we can say that it's vertical to angle 6, but I'm going to use that it's a linear pair to angle 5, making it that has to be 105, because 180 minus 75 is still equal to 105. 9. 9 is corresponding with 1 because this is top, left, top, left. So I know that they will be equal to each other. Corresponding angles are equal to each other. That means this would be 100. Corresponding to angle 1. 10. Well, if I know that this is 100, then this has to be 80. 180 minus 100 gives me 80. And I'm going to say because it's 80, because it's a linear pair to angle 9. 11. 11 is 100 because it's alternate exterior to angle 1. So if you look, it's on the outside. Alternate means one on the left, one it's on the right. 12. 12 is 80. And I'm going to say because it's vertical to angle 10. You could also use it, it's a linear pair to angle 9. 13. 13 is corresponding to angle 5, because this one is top left, and this one is also top left. So you kind of ignore the other side, and you can tell by the intersections that they're top left. That means that it's 75 since they are equal. 14 has to be 105, and the reason that we can say that is we could say that it's also corresponding to angle 6. 15 is 75, and we can say it's vertical to angle 13. And since we know that it's 75 and they're equal, that's how this one could be 75. 16 is 105. And we can say that it is vertical to angle 14, and that's why they're equal. So there's several different reasons that you can use. Make sure that you always try to say which angle you're comparing it to. And then the last two problems right over here. What I'm going to start with is these two. These are alternate exterior angles. They're on the outside of these two lines, one on the right and one on the left. So they're equal to each other, alternate exterior angles. That means that 3x plus 14 is equal to 4x minus 16. I go ahead and I subtract 4x from this side. And I subtract 14 from this side. And I'm left with negative 1x is equal to negative 30. So then you divide by negative 1 to both sides. X is equal to 30. The other one I would use is that these two are a linear pair. That means that 4x minus 16 plus 3y plus 2 is equal to 180. So consecutive interior and a linear pair are equal to 180. And we're going to substitute in the value, so 4 times 30 minus 16 plus 3y plus 2 is equal to 180. Remember, I would go ahead and I would combine like terms. That would give you 4, open parentheses, 30, minus 16, plus 2, 106. So that means that we write 3y plus 106, since it was positive, is equal to 180. Minus 106 to both sides. 3y is equal to 74 divided by 3. Y is equal to 24.6, repeating. Okay, 24 2/3 is a good answer as well. The next one, I'm going to put these two together. This is a linear pair. That means that 2y plus 15 plus y plus 30 is equal to 180. That makes 3y plus 45 is equal to 180. How did I get that? Well, 2y plus y is 3. 15 plus 30 is 45. Then I would subtract 45 from both sides. 3y is equal to 180 minus 45, 135, divided by 3. 45. Y is equal to 45. Okay, so for the next one, we could use that alternate interior angles are equal. We can have 2y plus 15 is equal to 5x plus 8. This is alternate exterior angles. We already have the value of y, so we're going to plug it in. 2 times 45 is 90 plus 15 is 105. 5x plus 8. Sorry about the space. $105 is equal to 5x plus 8. So I subtract 8 to both sides. 97 is equal to 5x. And then we divide by 5 to both sides. 19.4 is the value of x.